Oh boy. So I've got a Christmas lighting company that I run on my days off in the wintertime. So I actually work a ton of like time trades over the summer, so I can get a lot of the winter off to go do that, right? Because it triples my income. The more lights I can hang when it's light hanging time, like the more I make over the year. So I take a ton of trades. So when I go back to the fire station tomorrow, I am working a 72. So I'll go in Thursday at 8. I will work all day. I will be there all day Friday. I will be there all day Saturday. And then I will get off Sunday at 8. So we just absolutely stocked up at the Quick Trip with all the necessities I will need for the next 3 days. So we'll see how that goes. I like working 72s more than like 48s or anything, just because, you know, you're already there. You don't have to drive back into work, you know, because I have a 35-minute commute. And that takes an hour out of your day when you're on your days off. It's like, yeah, I'm good. So we'll be doing that coming up here. Hopefully we can get some fish before we go in tomorrow. That would be kind of nice. I'd hate to go into work at 72 knowing I got skunked today. But we will see. Every time I take my bike out, I gotta fill it up because the gas gauge doesn't work. I think it's just like a sensor thing. But I've never taken this thing on any like long road trips where I'm going more than 30 miles. So it's never been that big of a deal. But man, I freaking doused this thing in gas today. I was filling it up, got a little extra full. Oopsie daisy. I also figured out how to change the modes, right? Somebody that I work with was talking about that the other day. They're like, oh yeah, touring mode just makes it so easy to shift. A baby could do it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I know I got mine into sport mode, but I don't really know how I did it. So I finally got this thing back into touring mode. It has a couple different modes. It has sport, has touring, enduro, what else? Urban. I don't know what urban is. But yeah, I don't know. I really can't tell much of a difference if I'm being completely honest. But a little red light here. What's this hoss doing? What's up, brother? We've got a packed car in front of us. I think there's 5 people in there. Nice. Splitting gas 5 ways. I can't shame you for that. I will say, gas was only $4.09 when I filled up. It has been like $4.29 consistently for the last few weeks, so I guess that's nice. Not really, but alright, let's see if we can get this thing in a different mode here. So what I did last time, oh, come on. Got her in neutral, pressed enter, scrolled down, let's try urban. I held enter, and then put it back in gear. Oh, there we go. Holy cow. Let's see what urban mode does for us. Pretty much feels the exact same. I don't know, I guess it is a little less herky-jerky than on sport mode. I don't know. I should really look that up. To be honest, I do not know a whole awful lot about this bike, or really just bikes in general. I had a Ninja 300 that I learned on. Dude, I love that bike. And then one day, I don't know if you guys listen to Turnpike Troubadours, but they got a song Easton and Maine, and they got a song called The Mercury, which they're both about 2 different bars down in Tulsa. And so I got the wild idea. I'm like, dude, let's ride my bike down to Tulsa. So I rode this Ninja 300, like 4 hours south, 4 hours back north in a day. And this was on one of my off days from the fire station. So like, I only had 24 hours to do it. But anyways, I went down there, had a beer at one of the bars, and then came back. And my butt hurt so bad. I'm like, we're gonna get a bike that's a little bit more made for something like that. And now here we are with a Ducati Multistrada, which it's kind of funny. My dad has a V-Strom, and it's only like a 650, I think. And so whenever I got this, I think he was a little bit pissed that he was cop bait, but I thought it was funny. And then my brother, he has a Yamaha FZ1, which is piss ignorantly fast, but I wouldn't bet it's very comfy to ride very long. Back when I was in high school, I used to have a 1990 Honda Civic hatchback, which, if you look at it, it's like a very short station wagon, almost, is what it looks like. But man, I love that thing. And I used to work like a few miles that way down the road. And one morning I was on Facebook Marketplace, and somebody had a little 10-foot John boat for sale. And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get that. And mind you, this was back in 2020, before prices of everything got just stupid. It was $125. So I went and picked it up. I strapped it to the roof of my Civic, and I severely overestimated how long this would take. And I'm running like 45 minutes late to work. And I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm already 45 minutes late. So I stopped at that gas station back there and got me a nice little Rain energy drink and scooted my way on over to work. And my boss he didn't even have anything to say. I think he was mad until he saw me roll into the parking lot with a boat on top of my Civic, and then he was like, well, did you get a new boat? I go, you know, I sure did. He goes, cool, clock in. I'm like, alright, will do. But I need to get over right here. I still have that boat. I painted it up. It's nice. I just got a trolling motor for it too. I love taking that thing out. I brought it down to Arkansas. I put it on the I don't know, whatever the river is that comes off Beaver Lake, Spider River, Spider Creek, something like that. Went down there and caught some trout. It was a fun time. Fun times had by all in old Mary Beth. But, dude, I've been looking at, like, trailer hitches for the motorcycle, too. I'm like, dude, that would be kick-ass. That would be cooler than strapping it to my 1990 Honda Civic. Is riding my freaking Ducati around with a boat on the back of it. I think this is where I want to turn. Parker? I don't know. I'll go one more for good measure. I think that was where I wanted to turn. Another funny story about that, what's up, Hoss? Another funny story about that, Ninja is, dude, I'd never ridden a motorcycle before, and one day I was like, I want a motorcycle. So I got on Marketplace, found one that wasn't too far away, pulled some cash out for it. I had my employee drive me over there after work, and I was like on YouTube looking up videos like how to ride a motorcycle. I test drove it. I don't even think I got it out of second gear. Like, I think I whipped it around this dude's cul-de-sac, was like, well, it shifts, and then rode that thing home, and it was windy as heck that day. It was terrible. I almost wrecked it like twice on the way home. But anyways, I sold that. I like, man, it was October. I'm like, I need to sell this thing right now. Because I had a master plan. I was like, I'm gonna sell this thing. I'm gonna buy a bunch of yard signs with the money, like, right? Like Christmas lighting yard signs, you know, it's October, light season's coming up. I was like, I'm gonna get a bunch of jobs off these yard signs. I'm gonna buy a lot nicer bike. And that is exactly what I did. And my parents hated that. I don't even live at home, so they really have no influence on what I do. But they hated that. They're like, why are you selling it? Is there anything wrong with it? You just got it. I go, no, but I'm gonna, right? Like, money's just a tool. And as far as I'm concerned, I put money into this bike. I'm gonna get money out of it. I'm gonna put money into yard signs. I'm gonna hang a bunch of Christmas lights. And I'm gonna, right? I'm just gonna transfer, oh no, kiss the bass goodbye, dude. But, I'm like, yeah, it's just a tool. You can move it around, do whatever you want with money. And, you know, they're older. They just don't think like the same way I do. But here I am with a lot nicer bike. So who was wrong on that one? Not me.